Welcome folks, welcome to PowerDrift once again. Now when you approach a 12 plus lakh rupee car, you shift from being a customer who buys a car for utilitarian needs to being one who also wants to show off a bit with the size of your car. Naturally then it has to be big, it needs to strike a pose wherever it goes and needs to celebrate your success in life like no one else. Welcome then to the D1 segment of cars in India, where the Chevrolet Cruze, the Volkswagen Jetta, the Skoda Aura, Honda Civic and the Hyundai Elantra play the field. But how well does this neo-fluidic Elantra do against the time-tested Civics and Corollas of our world? Today, we find out. Now, the Elantra's exterior is characterized by the neo-fluidic sculpture design language. It's a philosophy that talks of winds interplay with rigid surfaces to create an illusion of constant motion. Now, on the inside, it's the same philosophy as on the outside, the same school of thought. Stylized dash with smooth flowing lines everywhere in the cabin. In fact, one wouldn't be able to point out a single straight line inside the car. The paint quality on the outside and the dash quality on the inside both feel top class. Now this car comes with a petrol and a diesel engine option. Both are mated with 6-speed manual or automatic transmission.
Sing high and sing low. We already know that the Elantra is a great looker, but does it go as fast as racy looks suggest? It's powered by two engines. One is a 1.8 litre petrol engine and the other is a 1.6 litre diesel engine from the Verna. What we have here is a 1.8 litre petrol. Now the diesel from the Verna, obviously it's in a bigger, heavier car. So performance or efficiency won't be as good, but this petrol is quite fast. In our testing, it did about 11 seconds from 0 to 100 km an hour, which isn't really very fast for this class of car. But that said, in gear, the drivability is very nice. So it's clear to see what Hyundai has opted for. They've opted for a really drivable car, but not one that's all out fast. What I have here is the manual gearbox, and it's light, it's positive, there's a lovely short throw, but for some reason I find it a little notchy from first to second. The steering is nice to hold, but I think that the leather wrap they have on the steering wheel could have been a little better. It's the same thing with the front seats. It's really easy to find a nice position to drive in, but the seats aren't truly comfortable.
Now these seats, the front seats, they may not be as comfortable as what Charles wants them to be. And yes, only the driver gets the electric adjustable options for the seats, but then ventilated seats. It's got to be India's next best invention for our Indian summers. It's like having an AC in the seat. That means no more sweaty backs when you go out for a party or to a meeting. Now once you're on the back seat, there's no way you're going to be getting back into the driver's seat again, and that's because the back seats are mighty comfortable. The cabin noise is sorted, there's not much of harshness or vibrations to be felt. But careful, because once you lean back into the comfy semi-bucket seats, you risk falling asleep within 10 minutes of the drive.
The Elantra has soft suspension. That's one of the reasons that Rohan is sleeping in the back. So it's great for a ride around town, or maybe commuting to work and back. But if you're an enthusiastic driver out on the highway, the soft suspension doesn't really work, especially if you hit a bump and you're going really hard around the corner. Strangely enough, this is one of the first modern cars that I've driven that tends to oversteer. And traction control and all those safety features which makes it really safe to drive. But still, you don't get that confidence to go really fast. Even the steering is so light. It's great for, I don't know, driving around in traffic maybe. But if you're driving really hard around the corner, it doesn't give you that feel and feedback. It's an electric system that is modern, yes, but I think that this really can be improved. It's the same thing with the brakes. They have ABS, they have EBD, they really stop the car quickly. But there's no feel beyond that initial brilliant bite. So it really needs to up its game if it's going to be a good handler, this car. Nothing really will go wrong if you drive this car hard, but it's that confidence that you don't get while driving this car. See, it's got a lot of body roll, so if you start throwing the car around, as you can see the camera and Rohan both shaking, it's not really nice.
Oh yeah, okay. God damn you, Charles. I'll begin where I had left you guys and fallen asleep. The backseat comfort. Now apart from the comfort and all the pampering that the car really is putting me through, I also have gizmos at my fingertips so that you don't have to listen to all the handling comments that Charles has to say all day long.
Why is the music so loud? I'm trying to talk about handling here. I'm not going to let you drive the car again.
The real Play Store in this car is at the front with over 14 buttons plonked in onto the steering wheel. You almost forget that there is also a horn plonked in there, which is a good thing because the horn's a mighty meek one. And of course, all these buttons do something. They cater to 1,000 features that this car comes loaded with. Really, putting in features in this car must have been free for Hyundai because the list is just endless. Pardon me if I forget to mention a few, but to begin with, it's got an engine start-stop button. It's got keyless entry. There is a clock which also has an outside temperature gauge. The audio system, it has CD player, Bluetooth streaming capabilities, audio aux connections, a dual zone automatic climate control, electrically adjustable side view mirrors, electric seat height adjust, you got cruise control, and safety wise again it's got EBD, ABS, ESP, and then there are 100 door pockets, small and large ones, which you will discover anew every single day. With that said, we come to the verdict of this car. Now, I've been raving about this car for the past 2 days, and that's mainly because of the features that it comes with, especially in the cabin. But then there are a few annoying things. It has no distance to empty indicator, no average fuel consumption or real-time fuel consumption, and then the headlights at night are not really adequate again, just one trip meter. So, someone who goes in for a car like this buys it to get some bragging rights. Does this car really serve that purpose?
Like you said, Rohan, at this price point, no one wants a car just to move from point A to point B. They need something that shows that they've arrived in life. And based on looks and features alone, I think this car is it. But there's something this car lacks. That's pedigree. It has no history like most of the competition in the segment. So if you're looking for bragging rights to an enthusiast, no, I don't think this is the car. But for the normal person that looks at this car, that sits in this car, I definitely think that it will make a great impression.